Hey guys, Angry Old Man here. I'm actually out on the farm. We're It's a little noisy in the house tonight. Just a lot of people. It's starting to cool off, but it's been pretty hot, and we're getting ready to get some pretty high heat indexes. So everybody's fighting for space around the air conditioners. Anyway, I've been trying to do this video for a couple days now, and one thing or another's gotten in the way. But I would like to focus my video today on running for weight loss, or weight loss through running, however you want to call it. I see people that haven't seen me in a while, and they'll ask me, "Oh my gosh," or they'll say, "Hey Scott, you've lost a ton of weight," and I'll say, "Oh yeah, like 70 pounds. That's a lot." Especially for a guy who's just 5'10". So yeah, it does look like I've lost a lot of weight. On the other side of that, though, they'll ask me why and how I did it, and I'll tell them the easy answer, which is, well, I run marathons. And that's just kind of easy to cut the conversation right down to a few minutes, that instead of explaining, kinesiology and nutrition and all the other things that go into changing your whole fitness outlook. If you're going to start running to lose weight, though, you have to understand that you're really trying to run for the wrong reasons. Weight's an artificial metric. It's not even accurate. You can weigh X pounds and still be perfectly healthy. Those numbers are really just artificial. But if you think you're a little chunky or a little chubby and you'd like to get healthier, then getting healthier is why maybe you should take up an aerobic exercise like running. Now, I'm not going to talk about any of the other exercise types that go into a fitness regime. Certainly running isn't the only thing that I do, but it is the dominant thing I do because I like to run. I like to run competitively. I like to run long distance. I like to run even shorter distances, and I have a great time in the running community. But let's talk about running to lose weight. Well, if you would like to lose weight, the first thing you need to do is go visit a healthcare provider. You absolutely have to go there, because nobody on this planet is going to go from my 600-pound life to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson overnight. There's nobody that can promise you that can deliver on that promise. And if they say they can, they're just lying to you. Likewise, completely avoid the myriad of snake oil salesmen out there on the internet selling you the magic fat-eating pill, or the magic potion that increases your metabolism. They don't work. And I'm surprised that some of these people haven't been arrested and thrown in jail for selling, basically super coffee and then calling it something else. Avoid those snake oil quacks. They're nothing but trouble. They want your money, and once they have your money, they're done with you. Likewise, avoid anybody that says they have a magic workout program that will turn you into a Greek Adonis with 5 minutes of work a day. I'm certain there are some rare specimens of humanity that can work out a few minutes a day and look really fabulous, but yeah, no, it doesn't work. I'd also like to mention that I'm speaking to you as a middle-aged biological male. I can't speak for people even older than me. I can't speak for biological females at all. There's a whole different host of medical phenomenon, medical conditions that I am wholly unqualified to speak on. So, although a lot of my advice is good general advice, don't take it as gospel, because what works for me may not work for you. But there are some basic rules to look at. One of the things that we're going to talk about is your heart rate. And heart rate is really important for the style of working and the style of exercise I do. Your heart rate is the big determination for your exercise zone. Exercise zones come in a variety of intensities, and each intensity has a real purpose. The good news is if you're running just to lose weight, then you don't need a lot of the real intense stuff. You need a lot of the low aerobic and high aerobic work without breaking into the threshold. Now, those are just terms for how fast you make your heart beat and for how long you make your heart beat. Again, I'm not going to delve too much into those topics. There's a whole degree program, a whole undergraduate degree program that delves into that. And if you want to take it, by all means, learn everything you can. I'd rather run than go to school anymore. That part of my life is over. In any case, to determine what zone you need to work in, the first thing you need to do is write down the number 220, then subtract your age from that number. That's it. That's all you got to know. Now, that's an estimate. I am 52 years old, so my maximum heart rate is, according to this formula, 168 beats per minute. 168 beats per minute is not my maximum heart rate, I promise you. I have been on a lot of intense races, and I've seen my heart rate hit almost 190. And I was seeing spots, but it didn't kill me. I did throttle back once I started. The world started getting very small, and I was starting to see through pinholes. I did throttle back and sort of recovered some. But in any case, you won't need to do that if you're just looking to lose some weight. The zone you're going to look for is the 60 to 70% zone. That's your low aerobic zone. 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate will put you in the magic fat burning zone. You may feel underwhelmed when you run at that low level. When I go out and I do a low aerobic run, like on a recovery day, or if I'm just out running with a friend and we just want to chat, or if one of my girls goes out and they're just jogging for the day, I really feel underwhelmed. I feel like I'm not really doing much, even though I know in my head I'm doing something. The high aerobic zone will take you a little higher than that. It's going to be under 80% of your maximum heart rate. That's where you're going to be pushing just a little bit, but you should be very comfortable. At your high aerobic zone, you should be able to talk, but maybe not have a real in-depth conversation because you're starting to think more about your breathing and you're concentrating. Generally speaking, there are too many programs to list, so I don't want to beat up on those. I don't want to give you any suggestions, only because there's so many out there and there are much more qualified people. However, when you're looking at programs and you're looking at weight loss, look at programs that focus on 3 to 4 aerobic runs every week, and then maybe one little bit harder run, and then one little bit slower run, but much longer. If you're going to run 4 maybe 5 days a week, which I don't suggest you do to start off if you are sedentary. But if you're going to start off like that, you want to think that you're going to run maybe 3 30-minute runs a week, 1 20-minute run at a little bit higher intensity, and then maybe go on 1 run for about an hour at a much lower intensity. That's going to lead to weight loss results as long as you consider your diet. Because what you take in also determines what you can put out. A common mistake people make when they decide they want to lose weight is they go on a fad diet. They eat cabbage soup for months. They'll go to the supplement store and they'll buy all these magical vitamins and drinks, and yeah, just stay away from that, really. Anyway, what you ought to do is look at a good, well-balanced diet and eat until you feel like you've had enough to eat, but not too much. A doctor or a nutritionist would be better suited to tell you what you would need to... There's a deer standing behind me snorting at me, if you wondered what that was. Yeah, I'm standing right in their prime grazing zone. Anyway, back to your diet. You're not going to lose weight if you take more calories than you burn. You're not going to burn fat if you work too hard, because burning fat, your body will hold on to fat. This deer is really insisting that I get out of his area. See him back there. There he is. I see you. Yes, we see you. Just move along. Yeah. I live in the country, what can I say? And they get irritated, the deer get irritated. They're looking to come down here and see what they can steal off of the goats, anything the goats may have left, which isn't much. Anywho, what you're going to want to do is take in fewer calories than you burn. But you don't want to take in too few, because your body will get scared and it will try to hold on to the fat, because you might have to survive for a long time. Your body doesn't realize that you can run to the 7-Eleven at 2 a.m. if you were starving to death. It just doesn't understand that. You've got to be able to train it to understand that I'm going to feed you at certain times and certain amounts, and we're going to do this activity for a certain amount of time and in certain quantities, and we're all going to be fine. One of the biggest jokes in the running community is running is nothing but one side of your brain trying to convince the other side of your brain that you're not going to die by doing what we're doing. In any case, you're going to want to consume fewer calories, more healthy foods. Lots of fruits, vegetables. If you're vegetarian, vegan, there's options out there for you in the form of various protein-based or vegetable proteins. But you will need to take in some protein, because guess what? Any amount of exercise is going to demand protein to help rebuild the muscle tissue that you are chewing up and damaging and recovery. And you'll need those for recovery. I don't want to scare you off, not from running, because I love it, but you're not going to see results in a week or 2 weeks. You won't even feel results in a week or 2 weeks. It's going to take 8 to 12 weeks before you see any real significant results. But you'll feel better after about a month. I promise you. You'll feel more confident, you'll feel better about yourself, and you'll get a sense of accomplishment. So don't give up. Look, I was the chubby kid in school. I was picked on and body shamed my whole life. I spent a 20-year military career struggling with my weight. I feel your pain, I really do. I was 51 years old before I really realized that I could control my own fate. I didn't need to run to the pizza joint and get a pizza and sit in my car and eat it because I had a bad day at work anymore. Now, I manage things a little bit better by running. If you feel you have some mental health issues, just like I tell you to go see your healthcare professional, go see someone that can help you with that stuff too, because that's the hardest stuff in the world to fight. You know, anybody can overcome a physical ailment when you shove in the right medicine or you pick up the right weights or whatever the case may be. But it's the mental health stuff that's hard to overcome, because a lot of that is all internal, but you don't have to do it alone. You can lose the weight. You can lose it responsibly, and you can lose it effectively. I really want to address a lot of topics, but I don't have a lot of time for this one. There's some other things that I want to touch on. A sports watch is real handy. It has a heart rate monitor. Most of them do. And it lets you know when your heart rate is reaching a dangerous level, if you're working too hard, if you're not working hard enough. There's a lot of brands out there. I tend not to recommend any one over the other, but if you're looking for a price-pointed sports watch that can do all those things, the Garmin 35 and the Garmin 235 watches are great. They're probably the best value for dollar in a sports watch out there. Next are shoes. There are as many good shoe choices out there as there are feet on the planet. I'm not going to tell you which ones I like specifically because, well, at least not in this video, because you need to go to a professional running store, a purpose-built store that sells running shoes. And the first thing when you go in and you start talking to the people there about you're starting a new running program, you're thinking about doing about 15 or 25 miles a week, and that you're looking at mostly road racing, or you're looking at trail running, whatever running discipline you decide to pursue, you're going to want to ask them about one word. Ask them, what is pronation? If their response is something akin to, of course I'm pro-nation, I love America, you need to get up and leave, because that is a problem. I'm not going to insult you by giving you the definition. Look it up. It's something that anybody who runs should basically have a good idea of. Most people need just a plain old neutral shoe. A lot of people, like me, yeah, I wear a stability shoe because my feet are messed up. But that doesn't mean I can't run. It was my excuse for a lot of years, but I got over the excuses and I started doing something about it. Anyway, guys, running is a great activity. You don't need an expensive gym membership. All you need is a little bit of clear road, a nice trail somewhere, a good park, and you can go out and you can control some of your own fate. You can get involved in the local running community. Road racers and the running community are one of the most welcoming. Just ask around. Seriously, you can do it. You can lose the weight. But remember, harder is not necessarily better. In fact, slower is better when it comes to losing actual weight. because weight loss is just a side effect of living a healthier, more fit lifestyle. So no fancy video, no fancy graphics on this. I just wanted to get this video out. I'm trying to keep it fairly short. So get out there. If you got any questions, let me know. Leave a like and subscribe. Drop me a comment. Ask me any questions. If I don't know, I'll point you in the right direction. I don't know it all. I don't know much, as a matter of fact, but I do know enough to be dangerous. Anyway, get out there, guys. I'll see you on the roads. Run angry, my friends.